Do you get more support from your close friends or strangers?
That's a great question.
How do you balance and filter out what is love versus what is, some would say, is fake love?
Oh, man.
Most of you know him by Jack of all fates. So present him to some, introduce him to others. Deron Manning. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have noticed I've changed the scene up around me a bit. I'm here in the Jack of Faye's barbershop.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you having me in here.
Yeah, of course.
Last time I was in here, I was doing a live interview.
Yeah.
Talking about similar topics, what we're going to be discussing today.
Okay.
But today I want to dig a lot deeper.
All right.
I want to understand more of who is Jack of all fates.
Okay.
So we'll start exactly where that is. Now, you're the owner of this barbershop, correct?
Yes.
You know, when I come in here, it's absolutely a vibe.
Thank you.
And when I think back to barbershop in general, I think of those old school movies with Ice Cube starring in it.
Come on.
You're familiar with those.
Come on, I love the barbershop.
Is the vision you had then exactly what it is now for your barbershop?
Absolutely. I think like the vision that I really had for the shop was to create a place of peace. You know what I mean? I grew up in a barbershop as a kid, and when I would go there, man, you hear all kind of stories, you see all kind of things, and like even in the movies, every movie has a story that needs to be told. It's something that's like, here's what happened, this situation happened, this is how we overcame. And so for my shop to create that vision, I have a lot of people that are starting to overcome a lot of things in their lives, and it's like, man, it's super cool to see.
Yeah. You know, from the accolades I just read, which one of those are you most proud of at this time?
I think I went to the Martin Luther King dinner and for the Black Business Award. I went a year before, and I told one of the guys in my shop, I was like, next year I'm gonna win that. And we laughed, and it's like, we just went on the day. But I think that's probably like my favorite one right now, just because I'm like, I said it was gonna happen, and it did. Put in a lot of work, but I did it, and I was like, man, grateful, super grateful, super grateful.
I mean, what got you to that point to be able to walk across the stage and receive that award? I mean, what did the award say on it, and what were you being recognized for in particular?
Just being like a business owner in the community, a Black business owner, and so every year they have the Martin Luther King dinner where they celebrate Black businesses, and so getting on the stage, like what took me to get that, man, honestly, I think last year we probably did, just in my shop alone, of free cuts, about 600 free cuts throughout the year, where we're just cutting people for free. And so it's cool because I won it based off of last year's work going into this year, right, of January. And then this year we've already cut over 500 people already, and we still got time. I was like, the goal for this year was to get over 1,000 people of free cuts throughout the year, so it's pretty tight.
So when you think business, you're thinking money and I need it now. But you're giving out free cuts. What is the message behind that?
So, too, I mean, because, in order to get money, I mean, the reality is, it's like, if we're cutting people for free, other people are going to see it, and it's like, man, that's super cool. And it drives people to come in here, so once we cut them, and then, the next time they're like, hey, man, you guys did such an awesome job, we want to keep coming to you. And by that, man, I've had 3 people in here right now that are booked out in my shop by doing that. People are coming back. The return rate is insane. It's like, whoa, I know you. So, also with business, man, it's just, you want to make money, man. You want to survive. You want to take care of your family and your loved ones. And so for me, with that drive for business-wise, it's like, we have to do what everybody else is not willing to do. We got to do it all.
You're a strong believer in, putting out good energy. That free haircut, you're going to get something in return.
100%. I'm really a man of faith. And the number one thing in my shop that I preach is we have to serve. Like I learned that from my grandmother. Like if you serve, it's better to do right. You know what I mean? And by serving, you really will be blessed. Sometimes it's not even just, in my personal opinion, it's not just like, oh, we're blessed by people coming in here, but by serving, somebody might not come in here, but other people will tell people about us. Because I've had people that came on like our day in February. We cut 100 people. We cut over 100 people in one day. My team, we was moving all day. We had somebody come last week that came from February. So it's like time went on. I didn't know if they were gonna come back. It was just like, hey man, thank you. They're like, man, he was like, man, I did not forget you, man. You're, and I'm like thanks, bro. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate it. And it just comes back outside of barbering too. Like your kids can be healthy. Like I tell my team, if we serve people in the community honestly, you're gonna find that you're gonna get bigger blessings outside of just being in here and being booked. Maybe your health is good, Maybe somebody in your family, you needed something to happen positive and it happens. And it's like because you served, I believe, because you served and it opens the door for other blessings in other areas of your life.
No, that's important. You're passing that along in the community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how long have you been cutting hair? Because it seems like the trajectory to where you are now has been quite fast.
Dude, 5 years, and that's a year of school. It's kind of crazy. 2021. It's like, I'm going to school. We're in 2025. And man, I hit some bumps and some, but and it's crazy, man, because a lot of people will say like, oh man, it was fast. I don't think it's fast. Reality, it is fast, but I don't think it's fast because I'm not satisfied. There's so much more to be done. So I'm like, it's cool, but I gotta do more.